Good morning, everybody. Welcome to 1 Million Cups. 1 Million Cups, our mission is to lower the barrier of access to education and resources for entrepreneurs. This mission does not get accomplished without presentations, not pitches, connection, not networking, culture for the community, by the community. Nobody has ownership of 1MC, and nobody's paid to do 1MC. We're also radically and intentionally inclusive. The core program design is every week we meet at 9 a.m. with some coffee and some food. The coffee is donated by American Ice Cafe. The treats are donated by Genie Bird. Presenters must be less than 5 years old and willing to ask for help. And we always end each session with asking, what can our community do for you? These are our organizing team. That's the end. Okay. So today we're going to be doing community updates. So I'll ask, is anyone out there have an update that they want to share with our community? Facebook and hello Facebook. Sorry, I don't mean to ignore you. So
I'll go.
I was just gonna let it hang out there a little more.
Awkward silence.
Right.
I can't. I would be a horrible
Get up there and
criminal.
do
I would confess to everything. Actually, I'm going to share some updates for Letitia. So could you go to expandingboundaries.org, please?
I'll just start citing the preamble. I think I still remember.
So I have so many great updates. I have to read about them off of my phone. So I was chatting yesterday with Letitia Norte, who's the director of Expanding Boundaries International here in Westminster, and offered to do a few updates for her. She's come in and spoke at 1MC before, but she wasn't able to be with us today, and they have a lot of exciting programming going on. So first, if you know any kids between 10 and 16 who are interested in STEAM, they have what is she actually calling it? Sorry, one second. A STEAM Exchange Saturday class. So they're still taking registrations up until October 17th. You can find information on their website. And that is an interactive exchange camp focused on STEAM, and they're going to be with students from Ghana. So a really interesting opportunity, not just to learn more about STEAM, but also to get to know students from Africa. And very exciting for any students that are based in Carroll County. They are providing a 40% discount if you use the code Carroll. They are also still taking passport applications for their scholarship. And lastly, they are hosting a passport fair in conjunction with the library in November. And that is where they are sponsoring to give away free passports to Carroll residents, and they are actively looking for sponsors for that. So for all of this great information, you can go to expandingboundaries.org.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other updates?
I'll go.
All right.
Come on up, Rick. Come on down.
Alright. So I've got, if you remember, we had Joe and Larry here, and Joe was the product development guy of InVenture Studios. So there is an event on December 8th at W Ventures. And W Ventures is in Mount Washington. And the event is sort of the same panelists as they had this summer, but it's in person. So it's Josh Goldberg, who's a patent attorney, Joe Matico is the Acumen CPG, which is product development, and David Warstowski from W Ventures. Basically, it is a panelist and a session that evening. So what I like to do, I'm working on it to figure out how we maybe all go together, people that want to go, have interest in going, and leave from Westminster and go down to Mount Washington, have a couple drinks, and then the thing is from 6:30, it says 6:30 to 9. the panelists are good. The place is amazing to see. So really, it's they've done a nice job with it. So I'll leave some cards here, and there's some QR code. Obviously, if you have interest in going, let me know. We'll get you, as a sponsor, we'll get you a ticket. So anybody from 1MC doesn't have to actually pay. We'll work through that. But yeah, so December 8th in Mount Washington. So it should be good. Good networking, fun stuff. This is called, you can go to viewstub.com.
Viewstub?
Viewstub.com and go to Getting It Right. You can search for Getting It Right. There you go. Perfect. Yeah, that matches. Anyway, so so we're gonna over the next. Geez, I can't believe we're almost in October, but last couple of months we'll figure out what the how we're getting down there and who's going down, and it's right in. They basically converted an old church in Mount Washington.
Yeah, it's a really cool building. I was going to try to pull it up here if we can find it. This is it. So let me see where's the. They had some really cool like fly-through pictures of their.
Yeah, tour of the space.
Yeah, I mean, if you go back up, I think the house is where their residents, like people who were part of their venture studio,
Tour of the space.
they actually reside there. So if you're, I guess if you're, there you go. Really cool place.
Yeah, they had this one window that you can sit in. It's like the original stained glass of the church, I believe. But I don't see it now.
I will say it's
Anyway.
it's very impressive at night. And when Jen and I went, it was all lit up, and so very cool. Anyway, so that's December 8th. As far as startup portal, I feel like I'm a little slow this fall, but I am starting to do, and you'll see some Instagram stuff, I think, go out today. But I'm starting to do a weekly, I was going to do podcasts, but I'm going to do a video cast because I have so much data to share with people, and try to do live events. So if people have questions about, we're going to talk about equity crowdfunding, but if you have questions about the financial things, aspects, throw them at me. I'll at least get them on video for you. But certainly talking about financial modeling, the equity crowdfunding data I have is great. Talk about, and it's interesting because this equity crowdfunding stuff that I am educating people about, it's really changing and evolving. To the extent I had an old colleague yesterday who's with a firm that he's in Northern Virginia, but they're based in Houston. And he sends me an email and he says, oh, by the way, and it's an IT firm. He's like, our firm just started an equity crowdfunding portal. So sure enough, they're basically trying to get investors and they're trying to get entrepreneurs side by side so they can match them up via equity crowdfunding. So it's evolving. The concerns I have are just because it's there doesn't mean you should do it. And a good example is a firm or a company went out in May and they raised $1 million and they valued themselves at $21 million. Okay? Oh, it gets funnier. $21 million. So you can raise up to, it used to be $1 million, now you can raise up to $5 million. So by August, they said, hey, we want to get the rest of that and raise $5 million. So between May and August, I don't know what they did, but their new valuation came in at $117 million. And it's like, yeah. So that's the kind of stuff that I have concerns that it's like a dot bomb or with public companies I work with, if you're a penny stock. So that's where education. So anyway, every Wednesday, if anybody wants to chuckle and see me on video, throw questions at me. I think we're doing it at night, like 8 o'clock. So I do,
Wednesday evenings?
yeah, so I'll get it out, but we do need an audience. And Seth, you're not allowed to ask questions. That would be cheap.
Darn.
Actually, he'll be at softball probably, but anyway. All right, so that's my updates, and let's plan on December 8th. Anybody have interest in going and kind of taking Carroll County to more of the metropolitan Baltimore community? Be nice to have a good showing, and you never know. So that's it.
Anyone else who would like to update us? I have an update too, but just Ignite, so you can just go to our homepage. We're a month out from our event, Ignite Carol 10. We have 16 great speakers. 2 of them are here with us today, and Judy and Tina. So tickets are available.
Our speaker?
I was gonna say 3.
Oh, so Graham. Yeah. That's right. And Graham. Graham does.
And Graham.
And Graham. We picked up a couple more sponsors. We're gonna have Pipe to Side, have beer there, which you can purchase. We'll have food there for free, and you can buy tickets right directly on the website, or at least you can go to the link on the website, and it'll take you to where you can buy tickets. We're also, if you're on Instagram, keep an eye out. We're putting out bios on all of our speakers on Instagram. Judy's just came out this week. I think yours is up soon, and Graham, I think yours is still until next week.
Thank you.
Where's the quick ticket? Where do you buy tickets?
If you go, this is the annoyance of our website. Go to events and go to that Ignite Carol. Oh, was it? It must have changed
I
on
mean,
that.
I went from there to that page. Let's see.
Oh, this is different.
Where do purchase tickets. The big button that says purchase tickets. Got it.
And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't shout out the Carol Arts Council for hosting us. They awesome venue in CMC for recording the event and re-showing it on their closed circuit television. That's all I got. Anyone else?
So have the Ignite presenters practiced yet? Has anybody practiced?
Only in my head.
I
Facts.
practiced in so much that I had to create the presentation and make sure my slides didn't take longer than 15 seconds each.
Got it.
No, I'm
So I
working
did
on
that.
that one.
All right. So you have or haven't?
I'm working on that.
Gotcha.
Can you go to sharehopeart.com?
It's not blogspot.
.com. Yeah. The blog spot was blocked on Facebook, so I had to
Oh,
create a .com. So I did a .org and linked it to the blog spot, and then that was still blocked, so I had to create a whole new one. So a couple weeks ago, we had our meeting on preventing deaths of despair, and tomorrow I finally get to edit it. But I think it went great. Tina was here, so it was a really, really neat meeting. It was kind of like an idea, and everyone sat, and it was an amazing conversation. So it's on Facebook Live, but I'm hoping to edit it and get it on or public TV, and because Carol Tech's helping, or not Carol Tech,
CMC.
CMC. What does that stand for?
Community Media Center.
Yeah, I have shirts online under shop, so affirmation clothing. So if you go to shop, you can buy the book, and also if you click on that picture, I designed a whole bunch of clothes, and it's neat because if you haven't used Bonfire, I suggest doing it for fundraising. So it goes to the Community Foundation, and they create it and send it to them, so you don't have to do anything once you create it. So that's a neat shout out to them. I don't know if there's any local places that do it, but you can order one shirt. You don't have to order like 50 and have inventory.
It's not. It's still loading.
Okay. Yes, so there's hopefully in another couple weeks I'll have more updates, but I've been busy doing memorial bookmarks and cards and buttons, and none of that goes online, but it's memorial keepsakes, and like that's kind of something I've been doing. I have I'm taking down my art display at the library on Friday because I have it up for Suicide Prevention Month, and the walk went great. I have video footage. Yeah, so I designed a whole bunch of different ones, which is so fun. So some have bags, some have fronts. Like to drink, crash on the couch, you know. So it's kind of like suicide prevention, overdose prevention, trying to say like don't drink and drive. So just preventing deaths of despair. So it was a lot of fun to just go on there and create a bunch of stuff. So yeah, so 0 years, we want 0 deaths of despair. And it's neat because
Is
Maryland.
that your logo, or did you?
No, I just So you can so bonfire, you could like the circle and that's them.
Oh,
So they have like templates you can use that are copyright free, and then I just add the words.
I like that. That's a cool logo.
Yeah, it's very fun. So it's like a fun. I don't know what they all look like. This is one of them. So I don't have the funding to like print them all and see what they look like, but it's fun to. I have the each piece matters. You know, we were at the Y yesterday and started a whole conversation. Let's share hope through art. And she's like a public health nurse, and she's like, I'm an artist too and trying to retire. And I'm like, well, I'm like about to take off, and I'm like waiting because I have I've learned like a lot of nonprofits really do great if you have a full-time job. So you can, so like that sustains it. So I'm trying to get a job in the mental health field type of thing. So I'll have updates on that because I have 2 huge leads. And they're like, wait for the HR department to contact you. And I'm like, okay. So I've been waiting. So I did paint pour, and I've been going to the Y and doing all the different classes. So I'm like, try to enjoy waiting because otherwise I'm like checking my email nonstop. So some neat things. These are some of the memorial bookmark types of things I've been doing. I went to one of my mom's friend's funerals, so she had a good life, not depressing, but she wrote her whole entire like the program. She had a program done. She did the whole funeral. She had like a 5-minute talk she wrote to everybody. And this is like my mom's good friend, and it was like she was in hospice. This was like a really neat thing. So I'm hoping to actually help in hospice too, because I'm like, that was beautiful. It was like you can write when my mom. By the time my mom realized she wasn't going to win the battle of breast cancer, it was like the cancer was like she couldn't see. But I'm like, that'd be so neat to like help people, like, you know, like, because I laminate bookmarks. I'm like, they'll keep for like hundreds of years unless there's like, you know, a disaster. So I'm like, that's like a neat thing. So I kind of like big events. I'm like, I don't know if I want to do big. I kind of like that, like behind the scenes, like helping with that. My one friend lost her sister, and I made like a whole bunch of stuff for her, and she shared like her and her family are doing these shadow boxes with the roses with all the flowers from the funeral, just to do kind of like a keepsake. And I'm like, you know, when you're dealing with mental health, it's loss is huge, and I'm like, no one, like, it's kind of like a weird niche that I'm like, I'm comfortable with that, like, I'm, you know, how to deal with it. And so I have Beautiful Soul is Never Forgotten on there, but I'm like, we can add photos even, like, you know, like there's a way to do all of that where it's kind of like, I don't know. So I'm learning, but I definitely learned loss is personal, so I don't put anything online because I'm like, that's not not what I do. But yeah, so I guess that's kind of the update. So update on, I'm waiting to have updates.
Is there anyone else who would like to update us on what's going on in their organization or in the community?
Tina.
Graham, could you go to actionforkindness.org, please? I'm grateful to say that we gave away our first 7 signs to teachers for their classrooms. We're in the midst of a video edit, and it will be shown. A link will be on the website, actionforkindness.org, as soon as I get back to the office, I can put it up. It's not professional by any means. However, it does capture the essence of why teachers want signs for their classrooms, how important kindness is in the classroom to help them so that they can teach. Because if you don't have an amicable atmosphere, conductive to learning, you're not going to get anywhere, and they know that. And they're grateful about the signs, and we're grateful that we get to give them signs to, you know, sometimes you just need to see a sign. So we're grateful that that's happening. We're still taking donations to help us get more signs into more classrooms. And so you can go to actionforkindness.org to help us out. We're grateful that we have a couple of collaborations in store for the community that I can't quite reveal yet, but I'm excited about. One of them we've already been talking about is taking the app to the next level, which means that, you know, right now it's just been an aspiration, kind of a planned dream, and we're getting ready to mobilize that with our connections through Magic and our friends at the is it POG? Is that how you say it? POG Estonia?
Estonia.
Estonia. Well, it's Estonia, but isn't it PAIGE?
Pi Day, but these students are actually in Tallinn, which is another city. And they're
Oh, gotcha.
The Estonian Entrepreneurship University of Applied Sciences are the students who are participating in this.
They are beautiful people because they're going to help us
Yeah.
out getting the foundation of the app put together so that those steps are moving forward, and I'm grateful. Thank you,
Yeah.
Magic, for that help. And I think that's it for the moment. If you have any questions about what we're trying to do in the community, we have 3 different initiatives. It's the app that we will need funding for once we get a base together. The Paint Your Own and getting grants, doing matching grants for community initiatives like community organizations like Boys and Girls Club and Find Your Purpose. Be able to put on mindful workshops using our Be Kind sign, Paint Your Own signs. And then also, of course, putting signs in the classrooms for teachers. So actionforkindness.org. Appreciate your help.
There's a couple more people in the room. Anyone? Magic?
Magic?
Want to do good game on me?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, me.
Awesome, Gabby.
Making it work.
It's a good game on Main first.
So our next Good Game on Main is this Friday here at Magic from 6 to 9. It's $5 entry for pizza, snacks, and we play Super Smash, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. We have Mario Strikers Battle League. People don't seem really into that one. And we also do like the shorter games like 1-2 Switch. We have Mario Party too. So not all competitive fighting games. And if you've come to any before, then if you come to 3, then you get a free 3-day pass to Good Game Fest in November. So we have the one this Friday and then one more in October. So if you come to at least one so far, you can still get your free ticket.
Oh, Spire Girls.
Yes. I'm doing all of these.
Oh, yeah.
So thanks to Ting, we're starting Spire Girls next Friday, October 7th, over at American Ice. It's a leadership program for girls interested in careers in STEM. So our first speaker is Dr. Becker, and we're really excited about that. It's free to attend. It's not really a club. You don't need to commit to coming to a whole bunch of meetings. Just come as you like. And Magic will provide the refreshments for that as well. So you can register on our website there because we want to keep it to 15 or so people renting the stairs upstairs at American Ice. So a little limited on space.
This will be every other month, right?
Yes, we're not sure if we're going to do one in December. Okay, and next Friday, Big Data Boot Camp also starts. I think we only have 2 spots left for that one, so if anybody wants to join, please do so sooner rather than later. This one's sponsored by the Truist Foundation, so if you are in Carroll County, you can register for free. If you're in the state of Maryland, you can register for $25, and out-of-state residents, it's $80. So it's just an 8-week course for an introduction to data science. It's pretty beginner level. You want to have familiarity with computers and computer concepts, but no real experience is required for this to really get something out of it. It's just once a week on Fridays, an hour on Zoom, and then there are a few self-based projects throughout the 8 weeks.
Yeah, this was oversubscribed 2 years ago when we first did it. It was brought to us by one of our students who is, I think he's graduated now. He was a grad student at the University of Maryland College Park. He's since graduated. And is working professionally as a data scientist and a programmer. So he developed the curriculum and then handed it off to us basically as he got too busy to do it himself. And so now we have this great instructor. Her name's Olga Pereira. She's was named Data Scientist of the Year or something like that, right?
It's
Does it say down here? Oh, meet the instructor. Yep, there she is.
Look at her.
So she also used to work for NASA. So she's a NASA data scientist. She also works with dynamic dimension technologies here in Westminster. She's actually based in Phoenix, I believe. So she'll be teaching this remotely. But all the same, she's an incredible instructor to have for this. So with those 2 spots left, if you know anybody that's at all interested in either like upskilling, a career change, or just wants to be on that career path with data science, I would definitely get them registered for this. Especially since it's free for Carroll County residents.
But there's only 2 spots left?
Yeah.
2 spots out of how many was it originally?
15. I'm sure we could go over a little bit if you know somebody who really wants to join.
Yeah. Then we've got CTF.
Yeah, so CTF is at Carroll Community College this year. It won't be over at Exploration Commons, so keep that in mind. That's on Saturday, October 22nd. It's a beginner level cybersecurity competition, so again, you don't really need any experience. Anybody with an interest in computer science, cybersecurity in general can definitely get something out of it. We have a whole bunch of host locations this time. That's more than I thought. So our in-person location is free for students. So if there's anybody in Carroll County or that wants to make the trip up to Carroll Community College, they can participate for free. Otherwise, there are some other host locations that you can join throughout the state.
And while this is one of our most successful programs that consistently now brings hundreds of students around the world, we don't ever have that many students in Carroll County taking advantage of it. So we need a lot of help getting the word out about this to Carroll County Public Schools. And we have tried to do so, but I think we need to maybe get to the parents somehow, let them know, or get directly to the students. So we want to see a better representation of Carroll County here in CTF than we normally do. Then my favorite event.
This is Graham's favorite movie of all time. It's called The Wizard. It's got, I don't know anything about it. We got Super Mario in there.
Is Graham in the movie?
Yeah, that's
No.
Graham.
We find out something new about you every time,
Yeah,
so.
it could easily be true. So that this showing is on Thursday, November 3rd, before Good Game Fest. If you attend this, you get $10 off your ticket to Good Game Fest. And you can get your ticket anytime. You can get it now digitally if you want to sign up for Good Game Fest before November 3rd, which I would recommend doing so you can get in a tournament if you'd like to. $10 for adults, $5 for children 16 and under.
Trailers have come a long way. I watched this trailer recently.
Our priority is always great
Hold on.
customer service.
Hey guys! Still doing the whole no mascot thing?
Jenny Lewis from, what's that band? Rilo Kiley is in this movie. If anyone remembers that band from the early 2000s.
Where do you
California. Though Jimmy is a heavily traumatized boy, he has a certain fixation with building, stacking. I'd like to think that he's searching for a way to express himself.
We're thinking about putting him into an institution.
Well, you want to see that happen? What? You want to see him put Jimmy in a home?
That's Christine's decision.
He hasn't changed ever since he's taken her. He doesn't do anything, he doesn't say anything.
He's inquisitive. We want to go to California. And you want to prove that Jimmy doesn't belong at home. Do you think they put him in a home after he won this? A video game contest. What, 50,000 on Uncle Dragon? He's good, but he never beat Lucas. Nobody's better than Lucas. Oh, really? Lucas is awesome.
So, you the wizard?
He's headed for the video championships in Los Angeles.
Is that right? Well, let's just see how good he is. Guys, by the way, I'm headed to the championships too. Power glove.
What is that?
I can't gave me one.
Know all 97 of them?
I love the power glove.
One champion. You will survive. Video Armageddon. What's up, man? Hey, I booked door flips. Why don't you just make yourself useful and give me a cold drink?
So
I can't wait.
So, yeah, so that was the first uncredited appearance of Tobey Maguire in a movie, in that one little clip there at the end. And so we're going to turn this into like an interactive experience where we'll have like sort of a scavenger hunt of things that you need to sort of recognize in the movie, and then we'll have sort of trivia questions at the end to see who was sort of paying attention, and then we'll have things that you can like shout during the movie when certain things happen, like certain cues that we'll give to the audience. So we want to make it fun. It's also the very first depiction of a female gamer in movies in a positive way. So the girl that appears at the end in Video Armageddon, she apparently, from what I've heard, is the first female like to be shown as like a good player of video games in a movie. And there's a reporter in Baltimore who works for like Vice or something like that who wants to do a whole story about her. And at the same time that I was looking up information about the cast, I found her tweeting to the daughter of the girl that played that character, the actress that played that character. And then I was able to then talk to both of them about our screening of The Wizard here in Carroll County. So I'm hopeful that the reporter, maybe one of the actress, if she's local, will come out for the movie too, so we'll see. But anyway.
Is there a dress-up thing going on with that too?
There should be like an 80s retro. I mean, with the popularity of like Stranger Things and all things sort of 80s retro, I mean, I would think people would do that. So
Optional. 80s clothing optional.
We had talked to Candace Berger at Exploration Commons because she's a cosplayer about the possibility of doing like a cosplay event with this, but we determined that with most cosplayers, they want to wear things that are going to be hard to sit in during the movie. So we scratched that idea. But a retro theme might be fun to encourage people.
So tickets are on sale?
Yeah.
Tickets are on sale through the Carroll Arts Center. Yeah. And again, what Gabby said, the ticket price gets you the equivalent discount to Good Game Fest, or is it just any $10 discount?
$10.
So whether you're paying $5 as a kid or $10, you're going to get a $10 discount to Good Game Fest, which is the next day, that whole weekend. And then, then we actually have Good Game Fest, which I guess I should go to ggfest.org.
And tickets are on sale?
Yep. So we have a promo code that's still active through, I think, the end of the month. If you use the promo code GAME with us, you get $5 off your ticket to Good Game Fest, November 4th, 5th, and 6th at the Best Western. And we're gaming. We're talking about gaming. We have vendors. It'll be a good time. And on Friday evening, we're going to do Midnight Madness for the first time. That's also sponsored by Ting. So we're going to close the doors for about an hour, set up for Midnight Madness. And then when people come back, we'll have a cash bar, and we'll have open play, the retro arcade. So that'll be fun too. That's different from last year. And we have 5 different tournaments going on. Fortnite, Super Smash Bros, Mario Kart, a Pokemon trading card game tournament, and then we're playing around with doing Splatoon, which would be fun. So I hope that we do. And then we also have Retro Smash Bros on Sunday. So we do the Switch Smash Bros and then also the N64. So you can compete in either of those.
And then, what was the other thing? Panel discussions.
Yes, so on Saturday we'll have mental health workshops and panel discussions, sort of midday. We don't have the exact timing on that, but somewhere between noon and 3. So we'll have interactive workshops that you can do, put on by Take This, a nonprofit that's all about reducing stigma in gaming and positive attitudes in gaming. And then we'll also have a panel discussion with different gamer therapists and people in mental health in general. Right, isn't Saving Throw, she's like a certified game therapist or something like that.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
It's a real thing that you can be. And we're always looking for volunteers. We definitely need help. We anticipate having a lot more people there than last year, so we definitely need assistance in just keeping an eye on the vendor area, moderating the tournaments, things like that. So if you know any high schoolers that need service hours, or you just like to give us a couple of hours of your time on Saturday, Sunday, or Friday, then you can also get a ticket to any day that you would like to attend the festival.
I need that therapist after seeing that trophy sign.
Yeah,
So close.
So we have the biz battle again. We have, I think, 4 companies signed up for that so far. But the more the merrier. A minimum sponsorship of $500 gets you into the biz battle as well, and a chance to win this lovely trophy, which is currently residing at Gage Digital Media, who won it last year. So as this will be like the Stanley Cup, as we do the event each year, we will add the company's names to the trophy itself, and then presumably if it moves around, there'll be lots of different local company names on the trophy's pedestal there.
What a great startup portal. Yeah, Galligan.
You can try again this year.
I suppose I'll let you borrow it.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Any questions for Gabby?
Can you sign up to volunteer online as well?
Yes, on the same website.
Okay,
Yeah, right there, volunteers.
gotcha.
So we have actual different descriptions, right, of different roles?
Different levels.
Yeah. Anybody else have an update?
You can clap for that.
Yes.
Anyone else, when they saw that line of Nintendos, think about like what was happening behind the scenes? All of them blowing into like the cartridges and like trying to get it like to start. That was my first thought when I saw the lines of Nintendos. Anyone else for an update? Any online updates or comments?
No. We could also talk about the fact that we've got a whole new 1 Million Cups
Yes.
portal.
The old link still works. It takes you to the
Yeah.
right page.
Our image is all wonky. But they've updated all of this, so if you've already presented in the past, you'll recognize it looks different. But you can still go here to see all the previous presentations. And the last time we did community updates, we did like a little trivia thing where we handed out swag. Does anybody here not have any 1MC swag? You're new. You don't have any 1MC swag. Here, because you came on a community day, you just automatically get a
swag.
travel mug. Here you go.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. What was your name?
Heather Lawson. So I'm presenting in 2 weeks.
Oh, okay, great. Yes.
Excellent.
Excellent. Well, thanks for coming out today. Today's a little different where we would normally have presenters. We just do all community updates today.
Just like seeing what it's all about.
Yeah.
It's all new to me.
All right, well, if there's nothing else.
If there's nothing else, thank you everybody for coming out. Thank you to those who are online. Thank you to American Ice Cafe for the coffee, and thank you to Genie Bird for the treats. Is there anyone else I should thank? Magic. Oh, thank you, Magic, for being here and allowing us to have 1MC, and thank you, Starter Board, who also occasionally allows us to host this event there. We sometimes
took it from them. They want to host it.
Oh, they want to.
Yeah, they would prefer to host.
So maybe you guys should participate in the biz battle. And
well, actually, we should discuss
do a
when
field
we're
trip.
going to start going back to Start Portal.
Yeah, I'm open
Yeah.
either way. Certainly glad to have you. It's built for that.
Well, no, it would be nice to have a change of scenery, I think, too.
Sure.
Anyway.
well, sometimes we have one presenters, sometimes two. Next time it could be you. Thank you, guys.